Brought to you by Penguin.
American Adulterer by Jed Mercurio. Read by Debora Weston. To my wife. Men are such a combination of good and evil. Jacqueline Bouvier Kennedy. The subject. The subject is an American citizen holding high elected office, married, and father to a young family, who takes the view that monogamy has seldom been the engine of great men's lives. He has always had women, numerously, sequentially, and simultaneously, in the form of family friends, heiresses, socialites, models, actresses, professional acquaintances, colleague spouses, party girls, shop girls, and prostitutes, following the youthful discovery that he liked women and they liked him. Only in the course of longer-lasting affairs did the question of marriage arise. It was not something he took seriously until his political ambitions began to include high office, whereupon it was clarified by numerous colleagues that a good marriage was not merely an advantage, but a necessity. A politician must remain publicly faithful to those principles and causes he chooses to follow. Whether he remains faithful to his wife is another question. 7 years ago, at age 36, he married a beautiful young woman 12 years his junior. He will not admit to defrauding his marital vows. Before God, he decided not to be derailed by the impossibility of making promises based upon the permanence of love, when it is clear to any thinking person that to guarantee one's state of mind in 20 or even 30 years' time is preposterous. Taking vows is merely etiquette, as is appearing to observe them. His bride convinced herself that the institution of marriage would wave a magic wand over his Catholic libido. Of course, in those days a good part was directed toward her. He refuses to blame himself for her misconception. She was attracted to a man who had his pick of women. If she had wanted the type who struggles to get laid, then she should have married one. Certainly there are enough to choose from. When he sees a beautiful woman, he wants to make love to her. That has been a natural physical desire he's experienced since youth. If marriage had quelled the impulse, no one would have been happier than he, with the exception, of course, of his wife. Once married, obviously the subject had to become more discreet. He always denied any wrongdoing, except to essential accomplices. Work occupied him at weekends and in the evenings, and for many months during that initial phase of their marriage, he impressed on his wife that he was absent in the company of men, or in the service of work with females present by coincidence. Over time, his plausible denials failed to disabuse his wife of her suspicions. His periods away from home and his social engagements in the presence of attractive women were opportunities for fornication, but only as long as he retained the requisite appetite. Her epiphany was provoked by what she saw in front of her, rather than that which he hid behind her back. Stolen glances, lingering handshakes, and subtle shifts in the focus of his attention during the telling of an anecdote. No matter how strenuous his denials, the insight that prevailed was that his sexual interest in other women had not expired. As time passed, he remained convinced his wife was an excellent choice, and one he certainly did not regret, save for her lack of accommodation to his need for an independent, personal life. So he adopted the stratagem of reminding her constantly of her status. He puts her first in all things, and her place in his life and in his heart is unique and secure. It may come as no surprise that these proclamations did not end the matter. After 3 years of marriage, his wife gave birth to a stillborn daughter.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?